back at it again, and oh boy. The Democrats have stepped in it. Man, this is amazing to watch. I mean, this is historic. I think in 10, 20 years, we're going to look back on this time and just be amazed at what happened, what transpired during this time period. I truly believe that. We're going to look back on this time and just be absolutely amazed. I've got something to show you guys. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new. If you would like to help me out even further with this YouTube algorithm too, watch this video to the very end. Helps out tremendously. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Joining me now is Madeleine Brahms. She's the National Crime Victims Advocate and CEO of Rescue Angel, and Horace Cooper, author and legal commentator. Madeleine, I want to get your reaction to what I just said, because you aren't a political pundit or commentator. You're someone who voted Democrat for most of your life. Tell us what you're seeing out there.
Thank you, Laura, so much for having me. That was a powerful segment that you just presented, and you summed it up, basically, what the African-American community is experiencing. Myself, as a 40-year loyal Democrat, because that's what we were told that black people were supposed to vote, was Democrat.
Facts.
Until I realized in 2020, after my son was killed, the way I was treated by the criminal justice system here in New York, and the justice that I did not receive for the murder of my son by Democratic District Attorney Alvin Bragg.
What a shame. What a shame. How sad. How sad, right? You have these you have these folks who, we gotta prosecute Trump. Nobody is above the law, and yet crime is rampant. Rampant. People getting pine boxed in their cities unnecessarily. But we gotta make sure nobody is above the law with Trump, though. Goodness gracious. If you don't see what's happening, then I don't know what to tell you.
Then like everyone else, all you have to do is just step out of your front door, and you could see the dilapidated housing, the failing schools, the crime, the poverty, the runaway drug use, the abortion, the open air, safe injection sites, all of that stuff. You don't have to go far. When you're from the hood, all you have to do is step outside your door.
Facts.
But we continue to give our votes away for nothing in return. So that's one of the primary reasons why I decided to vote for Trump in 2020. Then I officially changed my party affiliation to conservative because I have.
Hold on. We can't let that slide by. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you guys, what is happening now will be remembered for a very, very long time. I mean, this is amazing stuff, especially for black women. As we know, black men have started to, we're starting to shift back in 2020. And now to have black women shifting as well. I think the Democrats are in serious trouble because the Democrats have had a stranglehold on the black community for a very, very long time. And now that they don't have it anymore, they're up Poops Creek without a paddle in sight. Well, you got black women who, if I remember correctly, voted for Biden at a 95, 90, I want to say it was like mid-90s percent clip. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I know it was above 90 if I remember correctly, though. For some reason, I get the number 95 in my head. But when you have them leaving, when you've had a stranglehold on that community, not literally, right? But, I'm just saying. I don't want to make that clear before somebody try to twist my words. When you have them leaving, oh boy. It's getting good.
Conservative values. I believe in God, nuclear family, and country, unapologetically. I was raised with those values.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
because I'm black, I was told that that's what Democrats are supposed to vote.
And Madeleine, what's your message now, before we get to Horace, what's your message now to Joe Biden? Because his point is white supremacy is the biggest threat to the country or Black America now. Is that the way you see it?
Absolutely not. The biggest threat to America right now is that they continue to impose on us, and we continue to chase the ghosts of slavery past. And they continue with the narrative to keep us enslaved in our minds with the slavery and oppression and racism. We've been marching for 60 damn years to reach the mountaintop, and we have not made it yet. We have the Al Sharptons of the world who now is going to go and march. While the rest of us are at the bottom of the hill for 60 years, he seems to be the only one has made it to the mountaintop.
Horace?
Ooh, talk that talk, girl, please.
This is a powerful message from Madeleine, and I think there are a lot of people.
And and like I said before, and I'll say this once again, that whole messaging that white supremacy is the biggest threat to Black people in America, stop it. It's nonsense, and it's detrimental to Black people. But I think the left knows that. I think the left understands that, because you're demoralizing the youth. If all the youth hear, oh man, the white man's going to tear your stuff down, the white man's going to come and destroy what you have, the white man's not going to let you be successful, the white man this, the white man that. First off, you create this unnecessary hate in these little kids' hearts for no darn reason. And second, you discourage them from actually trying in life. You create this hopelessness. And I feel like when people are hopeless, they become desperate. And when people become desperate, they do some very, very bad things. But again, who am I? Don't believe me. Just look at these Democrat cities. Just look at them. Look at them. You name the big Democrat city and look at the crime. Check out the crime. I know some of y'all folks live in those cities, unfortunately. I feel sorry for you. I know, situations and circumstances are different for everybody. Everybody can't just pick up and move. We got our entire families in certain places. I get it. I'm not blaming you. I feel bad for you, though. Y'all speak up in the comment section. How is it? How is it in Memphis? How is it in some of these other places? How is it in Chirac? How is it in Baltimore? Y'all talk to me.
Across the country who didn't experience the just horrific tragedy that she did and received the treatment from Bragg that she believes she received. But do you see this as perhaps a turning point among some segment of the Black community, given what's happened to this nation in 2.5 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, first, let me say this. Project 21 is nonpartisan. We're made up of conservatives and libertarians, a lot of Americans who share our views, like family, like hard work, and patriotism. I just had my most recent book out, How Biden's Policies Harm Blacks. It's put y'all back in chains. More and more Black Americans are looking around, and they are seeing that these policies, the Bidenomics vision, hurts America, and it particularly hurts Blacks. The main reason for that is the best advice anyone could give you: don't partner with a deadbeat dad. The Democrats, the progressives, have pushed a deadbeat dad. It's called Uncle Sam, big government, whatever you want to call it, the check. This deadbeat dad does not care about your child. In fact, this deadbeat dad will push you to abort your child. This deadbeat dad is going to see that you live in the most corrupt and dangerous community possible. This deadbeat dad doesn't put your interests first. It puts the green agenda first. Black Americans have found under Biden that their issues are going to the back of the political bus. And more Black Americans realize the deadbeat dad is not the answer for them.
Madeleine, Joe Biden spoke about the economy today, and again, they're selling this as the great reawakening of growth and prosperity. This is what he said.
Bidenomics is just another way of saying restoring the American dream. I'm proud of the historic laws my administration has passed. They're the right steps not only to get our economy moving again, but to build a future better than the past. I'm not trying to return to the past. I'm trying to build a better future than we had.
Madeline, is that what African Americans are seeing, that the future is looking really bright with cost of energy and the cost of living?
Isn't that a slap in the face? That he would blatantly get up there and lie to us like that, as if we don't feel what's actually happening. Forget about what you're saying. Let's talk about how we actually feel and what's actually happening. What's really happening. We see our bank accounts, right? We see them numbers dropping. What you mean? This is great. The awakening of the American dream. When we see the price of everything go up, like what?
And the rising crime and the open border. That's all going to be good for Black America?
Absolutely not. 3 years ago, the same salary, okay, used to pay all of my bills. All right. I was able to live from paycheck to paycheck, maybe save a few dollars, all right? Get my credit, pay off my credit cards. 3 years later, I'm now scraping the bottom of my change jar, all right, to buy a loaf of bread. All right, with the same salary, the same spending habits, and everything. All right, Joe Biden is lying about the economy. All right, we are being killed out here. The middle class has been pushed down into the working poor. The working poor has been pushed down to the working dirt poor. All right, we cannot survive. All right, we are barely making it with the same salary, with the same spending habits. The prices are just out of control. Out of control.
I hope the country tonight is watching. I hope Republicans who want to run for office, I hope they're watching this, and I hope we as Americans can come together for a better day, because this is about common sense at some point. Yes. Madeline and Horace, thank you both.
This is about common sense, and I think common sense will prevail in this situation, as I've said before, and as I've provided evidence for. There will be some dark days. Trust and believe me when I tell you that. What exactly those dark days look like, I can't exactly tell you, but there will be some ahead, because I think one of the goals of this, and if you saw the thumbnail that I made yesterday, I think it was yesterday. If you're watching this on the day of release, I even put it in there. I put, we want to demoralize them. And I think that is part of the agenda, to demoralize us, to make us feel as if we can't win, to make us feel as if voting is useless, to make us feel as if, man, we just need to put our hands up and give up. I think that's part of the agenda, to make us feel hopeless in a way. Helpless. I think that's the purpose. And what I'm seeing from the American people is amazing. I'm really proud because we aren't buying the BS. We aren't buying the hook. It's not working. We aren't hopeless. We see the light at the end of at least it feels like we still see the light at the end of the tunnel. As much as they're trying to block it and make it seem as if there's no light at the end, we can still see it. And it feels that way from what people are saying, from what's happening, right? From everything that's going on. And I think they know it. And like I've said in previous videos, I expect them to make it dark. I expect them to yell, kick, and scream with everything that they possibly can. I expect this. Because you and I would do the same thing if we were in their shoes. Now, obviously, we can argue that we would never do what they do. But if we were in their shoes, we would do the same thing. If forced to be put in their shoes, we would do the exact same thing. We will make sure that guy Trump does not make it into the White House, because we know what's going to happen to us if he does. We know exactly what's going to happen. So I expect this. This isn't unexpected stuff. This is par for the course. I think Trump knows that too. I think he's well aware of that. But what the spirit I'm seeing from folks is like no other. We ain't giving up. We aren't giving in. We aren't packing up and going home. We camped out and we sitting out here as long as it takes. And that just is what it is. I think they're in for a rude awakening if they think we're going to pack up and take our ball and go home. We out here chilling. It seems like the American people are like, man, we expected this. Like we comfortable with this at this point. You're not making us panic, baby. This part for the course. But hey, y'all let me know how y'all feeling in the comment section. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.